seeing this devastation, though, change your opinion at all on climate change, Mr. President?
No. I have a strong opinion.
It feels like he has no connection with the real people, Has he ever had to stay a night in his car? I don't think so.
We called 911 and we said, we have several people and we can't get out. And the dispatcher said, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. All of our resources are stretched. There are hundreds of people in the same situation as you. Do the best you can, good luck. And she hung up.
This fire burned in ways that nobody ever expected.
Everything everywhere was on fire. The entire time was in flames.
Fire was all around. There was propane tanks going off.
We've had fires from the east before, but it takes them days to get near paradise.
Please, God.
We never believed that it would come across paradise.
We weren't supposed to leave until our evacuation zone was called. By the time we left, the traffic had gotten to be gridlocked.
They weren't moving, and they were just going into a wall of solid black.
It's midnight. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, but it's midnight outside.
It was just pure black, and the air was like breathing charcoal dust. When you rubbed your eyes, it felt like you had sand in your eyes. And I looked up, and the sky above that wall of black was just glowing red.
So we left our vehicles in a parking lot and cut off through a woods to a bigger parking lot. We didn't know if we were going into the fire or away from the fire at that point, so we were we stopped and said goodbye to each other before we went through the woods.
When I saw the size of that fire coming this way, I knew we wouldn't survive down there. And Jeanette said, are we gonna die? And it's always hard to remember that part, but she was very calm. Are we gonna die now? I said to her, no, we're not gonna die. But in my head, at the same, I can remember I heard the voice in my head say, there's a good chance we're gonna die. At one point, it was as if there were aircraft flying slowly over town, like a line of helicopters just dropping fire out of the sky. And you could hear the explosions, and you could hear trees cracking.
There were 85 people who died, and most of them were over 60 years old.
It was a day I'll remember forever.
When the campfire happened, it became viscerally clear to me that climate change is here. We are in climate crisis, and this campfire came right up to my back door and screamed that at me.
Fires have been bigger, hotter, more intense fire behavior, erratic, deadly, destructive. The timber was so dry, the underbrush, everything had years of drought and didn't have a chance to absorb much water. We have to do something.
There's a climate crisis and we have to take that into consideration in the rebuild.
I mean, we should have been working on these initiatives 40 years ago or 50 years ago.
One of the reasons that, Senator Sanders has always appealed to me is because he takes that seriously. He's not just talking politics. He knows that we have to do something about the climate crisis and we have to do it now. And he's willing to stick his neck out there, even when it was politically unpopular, to do that.
I say to the fossil fuel industry, time is now to understand the damage that you are doing. Stop destroying the planet.
I'm 68. I've never heard a candidate like this, period. Nobody's ever even come close.
Hopefully, in 2020, we can elect a people's candidate.
My friends, the pain, suffering, and tragedy you experienced here cannot and will not be forgotten. Let Paradise, California be the wake-up call for our entire nation.